Thank you. A moment, please. Would you do the honors?
Arthur? Tenno. Forgive me. I need Lloyd to understand why I had to leave. Without him. Why I forced him to destroy the device after I had gone. And why I could never say the words he so needed to hear. If I had remained in the Deimos laboratory, Lloyd would never have been safe from him. You know of what I speak. And so I retreated to the only place in history where that entity could not easily follow, to draw his greedy eye away from Lloyd. Tenno, I require your trust. Craft the little curio whose blueprints you will find in the computer's memory. Complete the Kalimos sequence. Repair. Rebuild. When the time is right, find me.
The skin of a martyr doesn't suit you, Albrecht. If something mattered, he'd have found a way. It's too late. You heard him, Tenno. He requires your trust. So craft the bloody thing.
Tick-tock, kiddo. You don't want to be late again, do you?
The Jahu gargoyle. Bring it back here and we shall examine what form will do to help us. Albrecht may have told you to build that thing, but given how he used people and threw them away, he may not have cared for your safety. If that gargoyle is a threat, you must take it from the sanctum immediately. Now, activate it.
At last! If ignorance is bliss, then you, Tenno, must be ecstatic. Come on then, bring it closer. Wakey, wakey.
Where did that come from? Identify yourself!
Please, Lloyd, let them figure it out. No! Here, in the jar! What? The fish with the big brain? Yes, the fish with the big brain! Can we please finally get this interminable process over with?
Albrecht used you to give the Cavia a voice, just as he used me to keep them alive. Such a resourceful man.
So, here we are then, the best of what's left. Clearly, Papa's plan was countered. Color me surprised. Right then, we may proceed with the sequence.
You animals have observed us all this time, have you not? You've given yourself a role in the sequence?
Indeed we have. Come, Lloyd. It's named after Papa's favorite pet. Spare the rod and spoiled. We know the fragmented ones are heralds of the indifference. We know the chosen operator must summon and destroy them. And regrettably, you, Lloyd, have made this impossible.
Choose your words carefully, fish.
Tenno, the grimoire is incomplete. The final page hidden away by Lloyd. Be a darling and retrieve it. That's all. Run along.
So be it. The gift of decency was clearly not bestowed upon the Cavia, Tenno. But I cannot deny the page's current status is lost.
Talk? I can talk. Hey! Oh, Mr. Where's Papa? Why did Papa leave us? Mr. Lloyd!
Papa is gone. We could all be gone too. In an instant. Like... We have to keep quiet.
Okay.
Allow me to boil this down for you. Should the indifference's corrupting touch reach us and take back our speech, we would be screwed. So, be a love, and eradicate the murmur in this patch before the big bad gets word that Lloyd's awake and the fish is talking.
Tenno, there is some truth to what the fish says. That page was the last thing my Albrecht ever wrote. Meant for me. Since I had no interest in reading his endless self-justifications, I hid it away instead. But with all this chaos, it's undetectable. So long as the indifference is missing a digit, it is confined to the strands of Kra. Don't ask, your tiny mind would likely pop under the strain of understanding. This limitation is our one hope. Do not patronize the Tenno fish. The strands of Kra are merely void renderings of the chains of cause and effect. Conceptually embodied timelines, if you will.
Papa's daughter excelled at explaining complicated concepts in childish terms. I see now where she learned it. moments away from an extinction grim, black, and final. So, if you would be so kind, finish up so I can point you toward that sodding page. It was a long walk towards confidence, but here you are. Now please, the page.
How about you give me the page instead, kiddo? Consider it part of our deal.
There. It's done. Keep it to yourself, Tenno. I'm damned if I'm giving Albrecht the last word.
Phil hand raps upon the untimed door, and sans grimoire, we are undone! We've been rumbled!
Listen, the murmur diverted your extraction jump. We need you back at the sanctum, now! Hurry! takes and it takes. It took my future. It's taking the labs inch by inch. Well, I won't let it take his bloody Cavia!
The sodding indifference seeks a path through the walls! And then, Tenno, through you! Keep it at bay! The indifference approaches! Soon, it will take on mass. The grimoire must speak with its own voice.
You gave me back my sight, but I would not spare you a glance. You gave me back my voice, but I never spoke to praise you as I should have. For you were my right hand, my strength, my support, my sanctuary. Even when the galleries hurled scorn upon me, your sole desire was to suffer it in my stead. On your first day of service, you aspired to be worthy of me. I only wish that I could have been worthy of you, my lord.
stillness. Tenno! No. Operator.
The strand of claw has been cut, while the indifference remains undeterred. I foresee a grim and continuing struggle to safeguard Papa's laboratory from its fell and ruinous grasp.
Indeed. I shall not waver. Protect the vessels. Repair. Rebuild. So runs the Kalimo sequence. And such is our task. In the version of the past we saw, my Albrecht said we were too late. The solution, naturally, is to arrive on time next time. You keep the murmur at bay, I shall fulfill my role. Punctuality. The Entrati family never could arrive on time without my help. And so, here I am, back to my old role, the diligent servant. Albrecht would have smiled at that, I think. He said, "How do I still deserve your tears, after all I have done?"
We had a deal. The deal was shook. A little handshake, all it took. Though from the deal, the wee child ran.
Yet still, we end as we began.
Please, remember to hand in any Voca you encounter for analysis. You've met the animals? The catastrophe Albrecht saddled me with? Well, any ideas? Their roles were intended to be filled by qualified personnel. People! Instead, we have this. It's bad comedy. They're imprinted with whatever information they need to function, and an understanding of our current state of affairs, including Albrecht's absence. They were sent into the void using a bell of the same design that Albrecht initially used. The void got in, somehow. Again. One of the animals was lost, and the rest came back like that. We placed them in stasis, pending a proper examination. For them, the disaster, intelligence, and selfhood all occurred only hours ago. They're psychological shrapnel, and they're all we've got. See what you can do with them. I simply do not have the time. The debris of monstrousness. Let us learn from it. Maybe I'll just take another little nap. My Albrecht did his best to prepare the stockrooms for your arrival. Will there be anything else, Tenno? I cannot lie, Tenno. I have always felt nervous in the presence of Warframes. The Orokin twisted people into weapons, and I've seen firsthand the bloody and well-deserved consequences of that act. Dante, though. In his company, I felt no such anxiety. He was warm, earnest, literate, a fellow seeker. To know that he perished in these very halls while I slept is a bitterness to me. Parvos Granum stole from the Entrati. He boasted of it. All that Albrecht had freely given, all he had sacrificed was not enough. Can you blame me for despising the man? Old shapes of song that do not die shall haunt the halls of memory. I discovered a forgotten work by Archimedean Otak on crystallography, deep in the archives. He was the first to anticipate the unique properties of argon. We owe him so much. At least, what remains of him is happy. I remember when we learned of the Warframe insurrections. Their madness, savage and sudden, justifying all the Orokin fear. All their heroic deeds were forgotten in an instant. Those, like Dante, who had yet to succumb, became fugitives. To shelter them meant death, or glassing. Very good, Tenno. I'm quite content down here, I assure you. A chap has to have his space. Make your selection, and the Vosper shall flow. So, I'll just pop off and find something to dust, shall I? We truly have accumulated a bewildering quantity of stuff. There we are then. I wait upon your pleasure.
Tagfer is the last example of his entire species. That howl, a call for a mate he knows will never respond. How I wish he would just stop. Ah, yes. Operator, correct? Drifter, perhaps? You'll find our merry band share that unconventional relationship with their appellations. I am Fibonacci. Papa's design has uplifted me to function as the coordinating factor of this little group. You, may have heard that one of our number was consigned to paradise before our return from the void. Min, Tagfer's mate. Yes, most unfortunate. Too often it is the good and the young who forge our future, laying their lives upon progress's unfeeling anvil. Now, let us apply ourselves to the grand work at hand, and deny our minds melancholy's frigid caress. To work! One does not wipe one's ass with the grand design! Very good.
Hey, does the sky still exist? Mr. Fibonacci just makes weird, breathy sounds when I ask. Mr. Tagfer says it does. Why can't we see the sky? Can we see the sky? When? Is it when I give you all this noisy metalwood Mr. Fibonacci says you need? He says it's important. Why is it important? Can you take it down? Is the reason you can't take it down because you don't have enough arms? Can you get more arms? Hey! Rock! Rock! Huh. Mr. Tagfer is very still and very quiet. Like a dead thing in the hot green thing I think that came from. Jungle. He must be practicing. Mr. Tagfer? Wow, he's really good at that. Dead thing. Is Min a dead thing? Can my friends be dead things? Can I be a dead thing? Oh, Papa will bring her back. Papa can do that. Papa won't let us be dead things. Papa, Bark, loves us. Yes, Bark. Yes, Bark, Bark. Mr. Fibonacci. He'd know. Papa's plan, he said. So, I'm helping. Are they too good? I'll miss you.
Tenno, the Warframe Corvex was designed by my Albrecht's own hand to protect the chosen operator from the hazards of his laboratory. This design is yours, by right. I intend to keep the promise I made to him. When the time is right, and the equipment repaired, I will assist you to travel back to the past, to the pivotal year of 1999. Perhaps, between us, we may change history. Lloyd.
Oh, the Laverian. It was floundering. You understand? Going under. All that work I put into it, and so few visited, let alone donated. Oh, I don't mean you, of course. I know you're a friend to the Laverian. You just wasn't enough. So when Parvos made me an offer, I thought, oh, why not? Just let it go. Let it all go. I took the deal, Tenno. I shouldn't have, but I did. Oh, if only Dante was still around. Please, you must come see me.
Chosen operator, a friendly suggestion. You could do so much more with those melee weapons of yours. I donate my wisdom on both tool and technique. Listen well. Tenukai, a fighting technique fusing void and bestial instinct. Raw power. While I have never used Tenukai, I understand it perfectly. Somewhat of a mind master. Enough so that lost materials pertaining to Tenukai have been stored just out of my reach in the sanctum. Tools. Papa was not one to rest. Use this segment to unlock more potential for your arsenal. The arcane was an art and science that Papa studied well. The convexity of my bowl a magnifying glass on his research, and now your gain. Install this segment, acquire melee arcanas, find Tenukai modules, and observe the results. A swift deletion of your foes.
Tenno, your codex has been updated with a new quest.
Knock, knock. Now, who would be knocking all the way out here? Operator, I don't think you should answer that.
Hello, friend. You find me now amidst the bones of all I am, of the thing that mattered most to me in my too long life. You know, I wasn't sure it was possible to be less than a man, for I was a man once. This room was to be a shrine to one of my dearest friends, but now that shall never come to pass. Look around, and I will recount what was meant to be. I've made such a terrible mistake, you see. In a universe at its own throat, where every living thing works daily to keep body and soul together, there's not much appetite for history, for stories. The Laverian may not be a real place, a place you can reach out and touch, but to reality it was anchored, and reality demands a tithe. It takes coin to keep this place rest, this shrine to memory, and a savvy businessman I was not. To be less than a man is to be a fool, and fool I was. Did I never tell you of Dante? No, I suppose I didn't. I suppose I hadn't the fortitude. The entirety of the Leverian is shaped by the lack of him, though perhaps only in ways that I can see. Though, by definition, a weapon of war, Dante was, first and foremost, a student of history. And he was my friend. Truthfully, much of the Leverian would not exist were it not for that bold, two-fisted academician's devotion to both myself and the cause of better understanding our history and ourselves. It shames me to think of what he would have to say about what I have done to our shared endeavour. Parvos Granum, you know the name. He of the gilded hand and gilded tongue. For an age he has sought what Dante and I had gathered together, our collected treasures. For one such as Granum there is no such thing as enough. In an age with no appetite for memory, maintaining a shrine to our shared history seemed folly. And so, in a low moment, I signed it all away. I do not know what possessed me in that moment. I have no need for money, or food, or shelter, or care. Perhaps I merely felt my time was done, that the past had served its use, and me along with it. Whatever the reason, I allowed myself an instant to feel my misery to be greater than my life's purpose, a momentary indulgence that may be paid by every future generation until the sun goes dark. I would give much for my friend to have been here. Dante and I, we tempered each other's unique compulsions. You would have liked Dante, I feel. His end began, as it did for so many souls, with the Entrati family. The patriarch of that benighted family had fallen into decadence and disrepute, his name sullied by controversy and implications of madness. Then an erstwhile associate of mine, a gentleman by the name of Lloyd, a Master Entrati's man for more than a lifetime, well, vanished. Lloyd, his master, and his entire lineage, just gone. There were rumours, of course. Master Entrati was known at that time for outlandish claims and questionable science relating to voices he was hearing, I believe. Gods from beyond the veil and whatnot. After the disappearances, Dante, never one to let a good mystery go, insisted on infiltrating the Entrati manse and learning the truth for himself. I, however, being more familiar with the confidential details of Master Entrati's interests, urged him otherwise. I suppose you wonder why I would do such a thing, if I believed Master Entrati to be fit for little more than the asylum. Lloyd was, as I said, a dear friend. We spoke often. His last missive to me was a simple one. We end as we began. As a student of history and its occult apocrypha, I know the terrible import of those words, and so I cautioned Dante to remain by my side. He promised to do so, then did otherwise, and I never saw him again. Perhaps I was not so deft at tempering him as he was of me, and that, I suppose, was my first great failing, the parent of this second and most final one. I imagine you surmised why I have summoned you here. To ask that, in the name of whatever friendship we share, to lend your aid to my impossible predicament. To help preserve, not me, not this shadow of a man I once was, but to keep this monument to history alive, so that future generations may learn from it and never repeat our most shameful mistakes. Granham's obsession with that bygone age demands pieces of such. Ironic, really, that one man's interest in history serves only to strip an edifice whose singular purpose was to protect it. But there remains one slim hope: the sourcing of artifacts from places other than the Laverian, sourced by you at my direction. Help me, friend. Help me, that my one great and final mistake not be the error that turns our collective history and the work of lifetimes to a single miserable use, making a rich man richer.
Operator, your inbox exists in a non-zero state. Would you care to check your mail?
Nora's got the goods for one lucky dreamer. Who's it gonna be? Let's get back to it.